Greetings, this is Kevin Jefferson with your weekly trade theory, actually for April 6, 2025. This is a little bit earlier than normal. This is Sunday's trade theory versus a Tuesday. I'll probably come back on Tuesday and assess the market as well, but since such significant market movement happened over the last week, I wanted to come back and look at the charts and show how everything played out. So this is the Bitcoin chart, and these are all markings that were on previous videos, and you can see how price pulled back, gave us a good entry here, and is continued to go lower. And at this point on the daily chart, I wouldn't be surprised if price came back, could come back to this pullback area and continue lower, or give us an opportunity to assess price action from that point. Still haven't hit our downside target of around 63,000, which is what I had marked as the downside for Bitcoin, but it's continually hitting our sell entry areas and giving opportunities to sell off Bitcoin. So that's happening and moving quite smoothly as it were right now. So we'll observe that. Definitely wouldn't sell right now. Would wait for a pullback and a continuation opportunity up in the 81,000 area before actually right in about the 80,000, 81,000 area before deciding to sell. All right, so definitely want to stand aside and just watch Bitcoin continue to move. Then the next chart we have is WTI crude. And as I had mentioned to you previously in the last video, the price could, pull back to this reset area and then move straight down, which it has. Now it has, moved completely through the previous inflection point and is back in a bearish disposition. And so looking for price to pull back up into this area, possibly a 65,475 area before making a determination of what will happen next or what we should expect next from a price action standpoint. But this is a good point to consider. Remember, when price was up here, I said you need to wait for a pullback if you were going to try to take this long, but the price could just slam back down. Once price gets a reset area, a lot of times price will turn around and continue the prior trend. And so that's what happened here. Price just slammed back down here. There were no major pullbacks on the way up here, so that totally makes sense that price slammed down this way. So now we wait for a pullback on the opposite side and look for a continuation lower if it gives us that confirmation through price action. All right, so going down to the metals, gold. So gold has been a steady play for a lot of people. As I mentioned, I put in this long hypothesis entry area here. You hit blew through the take profit here, and it's continued to trend up. So now it's in a pullback. So this is an interesting point. So I know I always talk about looking for another buy entry opportunity, and when the way to find those is to go to the lower time frame. So in going to the lower time frame, I can see on the 4-hour chart, this is the 4-hour chart, that price is starting to still move, start to decelerate, if you will. And so now I'm looking at the downside chart, and I'm looking for a pullback up until about the 33,071 area, somewhere about there. And then based on what price does here, if it doesn't move back up north and close above the 3115.12 area, so 3115.12, matter of fact, I'm going to mark this off as an area of interest, and then mark this off as an area of interest, and then if price gets back up here, we'll consider whether it wants to resume going long. But if it doesn't get back up there, we'll watch price on the lower time frame and see if there's a continuation short opportunity on gold. So let me put some text in here. I want to add text, area of interest, and let me do that. Oh, add text. Gonna let me add text. Yeah. Text. All right. Do all this stuff. Okay. You gonna let me do it? Okay. There we go. Text, area of interest. Area of interest on 4-hour. All right. So I'll put that there. I'll change that to another color just so you can pay attention to it a little bit differently. And all right, so we'll keep that there. So we go to the daily chart. I'm going to probably adjust that. It means price will have to get back up here to say we're actually continuing longer. So that what that looks like on the daily chart is price would not just pull back here and continue lower. It actually eclipse this red candle and give you a buy opportunity on this side after a small pullback. So we want to watch that and see what happens here. But definitely price could continue. Wouldn't be surprised if price comes back up here and then continues back down, backing down, maybe down to this 29.52 area on gold. So we'll watch that here, although it's been moving up pretty steadily and it's at a very interesting point to consider taking it long or short. We want to watch this price action over the next day or so and see what happens here. Okay, going to the indices. Now these charts I didn't add anything to because I wanted to show you what happened over the last week. So these are the target place, the places markings that I had on the chart previously, pullback points, told you about sell entry opportunities, and then the take profit was down here at the 39,000 area in price for the Dow Jones Industrial Average has blown through that take profit. So now we're waiting for a pullback. I'll mark this up on Tuesday likely and give you some more information about this. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see the market rise over the next day or so to give some relief to the possible continuation on the downside. But it has hit our take profit that we set several weeks back of about 39,000 and some change. Going to the NASDAQ, looking at that as well. Price off of these pullback points that we spoke about continued down and hit both our take profits. The one at 17,727 and the one down as low as 17,542. So it's blown through those. And so I would expect the price, the market to probably move positive over the course of this next couple of days to possibly give us a reset for a continuation shorter. But it has hit those take profits on the NASDAQ. And then wrapping it up with the S&P 500. Same thing happened here. We had the pullback point possibility for the setting up for the sell, and then our take profit was actually at the it was at the 5307. That was our first take profit, and then I was expecting the price to bounce, which it actually just blew right through there. So now we'll probably have some positive closes for a couple of days on the S&P 500 as well. But all three targets will hit on the indices. So I put this video out now before the market opens up on Monday so that you can see how you can strategically plan for these movements in the market and potentially profit from them, which is what was available here. Although the news seems very negative, there are opportunities for you to actually make money while the market is moving in the opposite direction. And so we've been trailing this over the last month or so, and you can see how price just steadily gives us opportunities, whether on the upside or the downside, if you're just kind of mindful and take your time. So just want to share that with you. We've seen success with these trades. Everything's been playing out pretty well. I know your 401k might not feel that way, but there are opportunities to make money no matter what the market is doing, and that's pretty much the point I want to make with you. And well, that's all I've got. So I hope you have a great start to the week, and until next time, happy trading.